to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Lechu neranena, yai dai 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 dai, l'Adonai, yai dai 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 dai, na'ariyah, yai dai 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 dai, litzor yishenu, yai dai 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 dai. Let us sing up to God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Lechu neranena, yai dai 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 dai, l'Adonai,
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's so nice to have everyone here. We welcome Shabbat with the lighting of candles. Another week of work is ended. Again, Shabbat brings welcome peace. We pause from our labors to let Shabbat give another dimension to our lives. These Sabbath candles are symbols of the holiness we seek. Their brightness dispels gloom and lights a path to faith and hope. Their glow reminds us of the sacred bonds that link us to our people over space and time. Their radiance summons us to fulfill our people's mission, to cast the light of freedom, justice, and peace upon all the world. So let's see if I can angle this about right. There we go. We say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishan mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
The seventh day is consecrated to the eternal our God. With wine, our symbol of joy, we celebrate this day and its holiness. We give thanks for all of our blessings, for life and health, for work and rest, for home and love and friendship. On Shabbat, eternal sign of creation, remember that we are created in the divine image. We therefore raise the cup in thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu vacharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol hamim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Chaim.
Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'tipor echad, hishmianu el hamiyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, B'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola. Toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Boi chala, lechadodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Lechadodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabelah. Yadadai, am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yadadai-dai-dai, 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 yadadai-dai-dai.
O God, where can I find you? Your glory fills the world. Behold, I find you in the mind free to sail by its own star, in words that spring from the depth of truth, where a scientist toils to unravel your world's secrets, where an artist makes beauty in your world, where men and women struggle for freedom, among the lonely and the poor, the lowly and the lost, wherever noble deeds are done. Together, I find you in the merry shouts of children at play, in the mother's lullaby as she rocks her baby to sleep, in the sleep that falls on an infant's eyes, in the smile that falls on sleeping lips, and in the child as she grows to embrace a world of wonders, a world of fun and light, of laughter, dreams, radiance, and love. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvchol nafshecha uvchol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvsholchbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God, and peace. Help us, O Sovereign, to stand up to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace, that through your good counsel we might be repaired. Liberate us from the place that we are, that we might fulfill the meaning of your name. Bring us into the shelter and the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you is true protection and safekeeping, and in your presence is royal acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, and over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. We're now going to continue with Hashki Venu.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. תשים לעולם take a few moments for our own silent meditations. Oh, oh, say shalom. Bim romav. Oh, say shalom. Bim romav. Huya ase shalom. Huya ase shalom. Huya ase shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bim romav. Oh, say shalom. Bim romav. Huya ase shalom. Huya ase shalom. Huya ase shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
Shabbat Shalom. I was going to stop this share over here as we dive into our words of Torah. Week 2, as we unlock, unpack, unroll, unscroll the high holidays as we get closer and closer week by week from Elul to Tishrei to Rosh Hashanah. And so as we unlock the high holidays, we're thinking about different themes each week. And this week we're going to talk a little bit about reflection. And so I think that's going to be fairly interesting this week because we have a lot to reflect on, I think, as a community and as individuals and as a nation. But we're going to focus today on what does it mean, what does reflection mean to us right now? And in terms of how do we relate to the greater community? And so as we reflect upon that, I am going to open up another window here, another screen share from our Torah portion, Ki Say, talk a little bit about communal responsibility. So Ki Say, we're actually getting close to the end, of Deuteronomy, but Ki Say, we have just a delightful mishmash of many different laws and statutes, many previously given, but some further elucidated about what it means to be in community, what does it mean to be in relationship. And so we're going to focus on some of them that deal with, again, our obligations to the greater good. What does it mean as an Israelite and for us as Jews to act for the greater good? So the first text we're going to look at, Deuteronomy 22, verses 1 and 2. If you see someone's ox or sheep go astray, do not ignore it. You must take it back to them. If they do not live near to you, or you don't know who they are, bring it home, and it will remain with you until they claim it, and then you shall give it back to them. So if you have a small house, that sheep's going to make a lot of mess, I think, or an ox as well. It might be a little bit of a problem, but still, you're not allowed to ignore it. I love this text. This is an idea of we have an obligation to help others. We can't be indifferent, and it's in the portion itself that we are not allowed to be indifferent or apathetic when it comes to the fate of others, the property of others. We have to be engaged. We have to participate, in the life of the community. And we have to, again, protect the goods of others. We can't say, you know what, not my problem. The idea of not my problem is seen as very poisonous to a community, that we ourselves have to understand that the communal good, the communal weal, that's part of our responsibility as Jews. Our second text, when you build a new house, you shall build a parapet for your roof, so do not bring blood guilt on your house if anyone should fall from it. So basically, if some dude's on your roof, that for whatever reason, he has to be protected. He can't slip and slide off the roof and hurt himself. God forbid he falls, he breaks his neck. That would mean that you accidentally are guilty of a transgression, so guilty of manslaughter. And so this text, amongst others in Deuteronomy, we also have some in Exodus as well, speak to the idea that we have to do our part to protect others. Right? It's our responsibility to make sure that other people are protected by building a parapet or perhaps wearing a mask when we're out in public. That we have a communal obligation to protect those who we come in contact with, to make sure that nobody comes to harm. So those are, I think, two really important texts. The last one I want to focus on: you shall not abuse a needy and destitute laborer, whether a fellow countryman or a stranger in one of the communities of your land. So if we have somebody who does work in the community, somebody who labors on behalf of the community, somebody who is involved in that work, we have to make sure that no matter what their job is, as they're contributing to society, that they are respected and they are not mistreated and they are not abused. And I think that's a really important text for us, today, because we have so many people, so many laborers, so many essential workers who are out in the community. And maybe those of us who aren't, in the community, we have to sometimes think about those people and the work they're putting in, and maybe some of the risks they're taking for the communal weal. And for me, when I think about this, I think about how our values are reflected in the world. How do we see ourselves in other people? Do we connote, do we give to them the proper respect, the kavod, the compassion, the generosity that we would want for ourselves? And so for us, I think at this time, we need to think about, again, how do we interact in the world with those who are essential workers? Maybe some of us who are here tonight are essential workers, and think about what we can do as a community to help out and do our part and make sure that they feel acknowledged, they feel appreciated, they feel respected, and they feel safe. And in your bags that you got last week, in your high holiday bags, you don't have to run to get them now, but if they are near you, you can grab them. But in your high holiday bags, there's some stationery, there's some paper, that's wrapped in a little ribbon, I believe. It's very pretty, very nice. And our thought is that we can take this paper, take this stationery, and maybe, this week, maybe Sunday, maybe the next day after that, maybe write a little letter, a little note of appreciation to the person who comes to your house to deliver your Amazon packages, the person who delivers your groceries. Maybe drop it off in your kid's backpack to a teacher. Maybe give it to a nurse or a doctor. There are many options, but just to tell them how much they are appreciated, how much good that they are doing in the community, and that we respect that, we appreciate that, and we honor all that they are doing for us. And in this way, we are performing a really nice mitzvah, Hatarat Hatov. We are recognizing the good. We are lifting up the good in the world. And I think when we do that, we have the opportunity to make somebody's life just a little bit better, a little bit brighter. And I think in turn that uplifts all of us. That is my message tonight on gratitude and our communal responsibility. The Cantor's now going to chime in as well. So Cantor, please, you can take it away.
So if you'll stop sharing your screen.
Stop sharing my screen. I will mute myself.
So it looks like this, just in case you haven't noticed in your bag yet. And a big thank you to Renee Ramey, who designed it for us and had them printed so beautifully and put them together so nicely. So when we think about reflection, I want to go back to our piece of cloth. And I've heard from a couple of people that you've started to engage with your cloth and you started to make your tears and acknowledge the holes that need to be there. And if you haven't or you weren't on services last week, you can find a link to the explanation so that you can participate in this project that's going to last a year until we will one day be able to celebrate and honor underneath all of the squares put together. So we really do want as much participation as possible. But as the term is reflection this week, it really got me thinking, when I look at this, where am I at? And what I want to make sure of is if when you look at the piece or pieces of your cloth, if it is unrecognizable to what it began as, if it is confetti, that is what we, your clergy, are here for. And if you have no marks in it and you want to talk about that, you have no tears, there's nothing that belongs here, we're also here for that. And regardless of how many tears and holes are here, that is what we are here for as a community, to support one another at each stage of this journey that we're going on. So I hope that as you reflect on your cloth this week, you start to account for where you are. And next week, we're going to start the figuring out how we start to heal, how we start to mend. And I look forward to being on this journey with you. And I look forward to your participation. I think in the end, God willing, it will be a really beautiful celebration and outcome. And one of the ways that we heal is through prayer, through music, through those sweet words that we sing every week. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
We are thinking of and wishing refuah shlema to Evan Bin, Solomon Bloom, Joe Brickman, John Conway, Mark Edelstein, Brian Edelstein, Mark Enfinger, Danielle Heyman Fife, Linda Fine, Eric Fisk, Robert Gold, Buddy Green, Annie Habashi, Vicky Hano, Louis Ispitz, Joan Keller, Fran Kipling, Lori Cattleman, Hank Corin, Wendy Sugarman Krosnoff, Elsa Mikosh, Miriam Marins, Elaine Miller, Carolee Pizzuti, Fred Piniski, Janet Polfrey, Jane Rifkin, Jess Rifkin, Rhoda Ross, Ted Ross, Cal Simon, Leah Slavinsky, Dr. Cindy Steinman, Pete Tanner, Rhonda Weinberg, and Janet White. And we can add names of those we're thinking of in the chat box. We lift them all up in prayer as we pray for their refuah shlema, their complete healing of body, mind, and spirit.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, la'tekidu la'liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vigor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu kore'im umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'nemar, v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yihye Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. We recall loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, and those died of the season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. We are recalling the memories of those who have died in the past year: Robert Sand, Lee Benjamin, Jim Shapiro, Mildred Cohn, Sal Spinicia, Vita Felmis, Jane North, Gwen Hirschfield, Maxine Roth, Howard Rubin, Sheldon Ginsberg, Larry Krug, Gene Weissman, Jack Moshbitz, and Jerry Bender. And we think of those, we're observing the yurt sites this evening of Yetta Abramson, Sam Alexander, Rita Bengis, Ida Bernstein, Ralph Eli Bobo, Maurice Brickman, Henry Bronstein, Rosalind Dubrowski, Bertha Feinstein, Sadie Foreman, Max Garbery, Beatrice Glass, Henry Hechtman, Joe Humphrey, Samuel Casper, Renee S. Klein, Jeffrey D. Knight, Alfred Lev, Jacob Matz, May Medjuk, Larry Mickenberg, David Miller, Barbara Myers, Norma Hechtman, Daniel Nesbitt, Tessie Newmark, Mary Plotkin, Edith Poehler, Paul Porges, George Posnack, Charles Pataker, Sherwin Schneider, Sarah Schumann, Annette Shapiro, Samuel Solomon, Mildred Stern, Ray Sunter, Isidore Tendatnik, Frank B. Weiss, Fred B. Weiss, Beatrice Wolfson. If you're remembering someone this evening, you can please share their name in the chat box as well. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We now continue with Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה בזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מבורך לעולם ולעולם ביומיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי קדושה בריחו, ואלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בימה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבא מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. As together we say amen. It's now my pleasure to invite Heather to give us a few announcements. Heather Kaufman.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yep.
Perfect. First of all, I want to say thank you very much to Rabbi and Cantor for a fantastic service. Rabbi, your words, I just love how the words of the Torah can apply to what goes on in our world today, and that the Torah is a living, breathing document that we can use for all life. Cantor Orangel, thank you so much for a beautiful service and beautiful music. I love seeing all the little comments popping up, how just beautiful your music is, and it just really fulfills us and fills us up with hope and love. With that being said, we do have a few announcements. This Sunday, we are having our first Sunday school virtual. If you should have received an email, if you have Sunday school age children, so be prepared. It'll be a quick little meeting and get to see everybody and see faces via Zoom. This upcoming Tuesday, we are having another holiness. Oh gosh. I had it all here and I just lost the screen, so I'm sorry. Our Unlock the High Holidays. Cantor Orangel will be leading it, and we'll be talking about the next part, which I believe will be holiness. It's going to be fantastic. It's at 7 p.m. Good stuff. And then also keep in mind with the high holidays, and we're doing things so much differently this year, but it's so cool and so exciting. We are going to be having a drive-through Selichot on Saturday, September 12th from 4:30 to 6:30. There will be more details to come. On behalf of my family, I wish you all a safe, happy, healthy Shabbat. May you be refreshed, renewed for the upcoming week. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Heather. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, let's make a little motzi, and we don't have WTBI cookies this week, but we have the memory of them, and hopefully you have a cookie at home to enjoy. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Stick around. We'll go into breakout rooms and say hello to one another.
Yeah, please stick around. Everyone can unmute their microphones, and we're going to have a nice little time chatting with each other. We'd all love to say Shabbat Shalom. So please stick around. You're going to see an invitation. You're going to click on it, and you're going to go to your breakout room.
Shabbat Shalom.
And I'll pee right away.
6. Where am I?